Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, the strong style nerd, strong style cinephile. We are day whatever into the corona apocalypse, and as I detailed in a previous video, the coronavirus is starting to affect productions, television, movies. We're seeing it affect schedules, releases of new episodes, productions are getting shut down, crew members, key production staff like directors, like on the Shang-Chi movie, are getting tested. You're seeing Hollywood folks, step out and say that they have the virus, notably Tom Hanks, Idris Elba, and some others. So we're seeing the far-reaching effects of this, not to mention how it's affecting locally. I have several friends who are self-employed. They're, beauticians or restaurant owners, or just they work in the industries that are mostly affected. Because it's easy to say, oh, let's shut down, XYZ for 30 days. It's not taken into account, unfortunately, and maybe it's just the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few type of thinking that, it's these people who made their living from, having a restaurant, for example, and they don't have the restaurant now. Not a fast food place where you can keep the drive-thru open, but they have an actual restaurant, and they can't do that anymore. It's like, what are they going to do? Are they going to be able to open back up when all this is over, or is this going to just erode their whole business, take it out from under them? It sucks. It's a sucky situation, and like I said, it's affecting movies as well. We're seeing where Black Widow and some others are being delayed to a later date because they don't want to miss out on that money. There's no point in releasing them in theaters because theaters are shut down. So we're just on hold. As much as we'd love to see what's going to happen in Black Widow and some of these other upcoming releases, we'll just have to use our imaginations and our pens for fan fiction and stuff to see what's going on. I'm sure some talented stop motion animation folks will take the Black Widow figures, which hopefully will still come out, the Marvel Legends figures hopefully will still come out relatively on time, hit their street date, and they'll make some, short Black Widow related stuff to kind of tide themselves over. There was some speculation, maybe some thought of, hey, why don't they release it digitally? Like they're doing with Birds of Prey and another few movies. They're releasing them early on digital, but I think that's mostly to try to just save some face for what was a disappointing box office, I'm sure, for Birds of Prey. I haven't seen it yet. Not really in a rush to, because it just looked like it was going to suck. And from the reviews I read, just didn't knock me over, just make me say, oh, I need to see this movie. But when you have something like Black Widow that stands to make, $1 billion, you're not going to lose out on that money by releasing it straight to digital on Disney Plus or something like that, even though a lot of us would like that. And a lot of these movies are doing these sort of on-demand, week, 2 week type of, home releases before they do theater releases or in conjunction with, and stuff like that. It's just, you're talking $1 billion franchise movie. You're not going to leave that money just on the table. You're going to want to grab it. But of course, the issue comes up when you try to find a new home, a new release date for the movie, because we know movies are strategically placed, strategically, if I can talk, strategically released for certain times and weekends during the year. There's certain movies that do well at certain times during the year, during certain seasons, certain holiday weekends, and that sort of thing. So Disney has laid out their 2020 slate already. So it's finding a new home. Are they going to have to rearrange some stuff, push something out that is on another, already set weekend, say your Jungle Cruise or stuff that's supposed to come out at this point later in the year? Because, Black Widow, Marvel stuff is not the only thing that Disney puts out. They put out a lot of other movies, and they have a lot of other dates. So are you going to start mucking with those in order to find a new home for Black Widow? And then, of course, we don't know what's in Black Widow. We know it's a prequel. It takes place before the Thanos stuff, but after Civil War stuff. So that doesn't mean it doesn't have in it maybe some Easter eggs and some subtle foreshadowing for future events, future movies, because now, of course, they're releasing stuff on Disney Plus as well as the movies, and they say the Disney Plus stuff is going to mix in with the movies, unlike the failed, Netflix cinematic or television universe, I guess, and Shield, Agents of Shield's connection to MCU, which is like tenuous at best. They claim that there's actually going to be some connections, some tethers between some tethers that are connecting the movies and the stuff on Disney Plus. So if you start pushing around the release date of the Black Widow, is that going to mess with some of the stuff that you would have coming out on Disney Plus? But of course, some of that's been delayed as well. So is that going to keep to its original release date, like Falcon and Winter Soldier? That was delayed due to coronavirus concerns. So is the release date for that going to be changed because of that? So there's a lot of things. It's not a simple answer to just be like, oh, we're going to delay Black Widow like 3 months and we'll easily just find a spot for it. It's not as simple as that. There's so many other factors that go into releasing this movie and its ripple effect on other movies, not just in the MCU, not just on Disney Plus that's related to the MCU, but other Disney movies as well. So it's crazy stuff going on. It's really uncertain times. Unprecedented times that we're living in. So hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. You're hunkered down if you need to be. If you're working from home remotely, hey, bully for you. Enjoy that. And just stay safe. Keep your loved ones safe. Keep older folks safe. Do what you can to limit their exposure. I have an older mother, some older relatives. I'd like them to stay safe. And hopefully everybody can return back to a normal life, some semblance of normalcy, once all this is said and done, because it sucks now, but I mean, I'm a believer. I know some people out there aren't, and that's fine. That's okay. I'm not pushing my stuff on you, but I am a believer that things in a higher power and that things will work out eventually in time. So I trust and believe in that. So hopefully it does for you guys out there. And in the meantime, got some more videos coming. Got to touch on some Arrowverse shows and some other things going on. So, let us geek.